Man himself, the fiddler, the diddler. Dun, dun. Here we go.
Actually be more cooked than we thought. One of his own lawyers just dropped out of his legal team, filing a motion to withdraw from the case. And his reason, he straight up said, under no circumstances can I continue. Honestly, that's a wild statement from someone who's supposed to defend you in court.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. If you're in court and your lawyer says I can't help you no more, bro, count your fucking days. I think you're fucking cooked. I mean, I ain't no lawyer, no court fucking superhero knowledge man, but shit. I think if your lawyer drops out on you, I think your ass is pretty much grass.
Diddy's entire empire is crumbling in real time, and his latest development just adds another L to a growing list of career-ending losses. For the last year and a half, P. Diddy has been one of the most talked about celebrities in media, and for all the wrong reasons. The man went from being a hip-hop mogul to being labeled as the ringleader of a criminal enterprise. Like most of y'all know, Diddy is in some deep shit. He got arrested back in September and is being claimed that he was running an operation designed to satisfy his need for sexual gratification. And it gets even darker. He's been accused of using violence, intimidation, and fear tactics to keep victims quiet. If convicted on all charges, we're talking life in prison. It's crazy to see how this entire situation has unfolded, because how do you go from being one of the most powerful men in the industry to having your own legal team abandon you? Yesterday, news broke that Anthony Ricco, a high-profile criminal defense attorney, filed a motion to withdraw from Diddy's case. In court documents, he made it very clear he cannot continue. Now think about it for a second. This is a lawyer whose entire job is to represent people in criminal cases. So people who have the worst reputation imaginable. Yet he even said, nah, I can't do this one though, okay? Now there's actually a logical reason why he decided to drop out, so let's get into that in a second. For years, there's been rumors about Diddy.
There's a couple logical reasons, man. I mean, and I don't know, even like OJ's lawyer, bro. He got a lot of like good, representation for getting OJ out of that shit, but he also got a lot of shit for getting OJ out of that shit type shit. So I don't know.
People in the industry have whispered about his shady business practices, his connections, his lifestyle, and for years, nothing really happened. Money and power kept him protected. That was until now. Law enforcement finally caught up to him, and the consequences are piling up. The allegations are too massive to ignore. Even someone from his legal team, who was supposed to defend him, doesn't want to be associated with him. Although he still, of course, does have a bunch of lawyers on retainer because his trial is coming up in May, and they're preparing for war because the government is going to give it to them. If y'all don't know who Anthony Ricco is, let me break it down really quickly. This man has defended some of the most high-profile criminals in history, including being involved in the 1998 U.S. Embassy bombings trial, which had Osama bin Laden's name on it. Now, to be clear, he didn't represent bin Laden himself. He was a part of the legal defense team for one of the co-defendants on trial in this case. On top of that, he's also handled multiple federal death penalty cases and even defended a NYPD detective in the highly controversial Sean Bell case. This is the type of lawyer who steps in when the stakes are life or death. Yet, even he wants no part of Diddy's case. That alone should tell you how bad this is. He said, deuces, okay, I don't want to be a part of what y'all got going on over here, okay? Now, on a more serious note, why exactly did Anthony Ricco drop out of Diddy's case? Because, this wasn't just some random exit. It actually turns out that there was a major power struggle inside Diddy's legal team. Ricco and, the lead attorney, Mark Agnifilo, they have been butting heads for months over how to handle the sex trafficking charges in court. While the lead attorney, Agnifilo, has been publicly denying the allegations, Ricco had a different approach in mind, but he wasn't given the control needed to execute it. From what we know, Anthony Ricco had two major concerns. The first one is the lead attorney's legal approach has been to outright deny the trafficking charges, claiming that Diddy's so-called freak-offs were consensual encounters between adults. Ricco, on the other hand, had a different legal strategy in mind, but he wasn't able to push it forward. I don't know exactly what his strategy was going to be, but in the end,
Rico's
he's an
about to pull some
experienced
shit
lawyer,
out
so
of
I'm
his
sure
fucking sleeve like a magician. He about to be like, Diddy, bro, put yourself in a hole and I'm about to get your ass out of here. Don't you worry about it. He's about to pull some shit out of his sleeve and Rico's about to get shit going.
he had an angle for how it was going to benefit Diddy's bottom line, right? And then they also disagreed on when to actually go to trial. So Anthony Ricco strongly believed that they wouldn't be ready for the scheduled May 5th trial date and wanted to ask for more time, but his co-counsel refused to delay, right? And then on top of that, Ricco wasn't even able to speak to Diddy directly, which is kind of weird because he's representing him, right? And then apparently they kept on blocking him from that access. And at that point, he decided that he couldn't properly defend Diddy. So, he walked away from the case for that reason. So now Diddy's team is down one high profile criminal defense attorney.
Fuck that, dude. If I was a lawyer and I was on some bullshit case like this, and if I was trying to keep a record on how many cases I won and lost, dude, I'd be like, dude, yeah, chances of winning this bitch ain't looking too good, Mr. Diddy, bro. I'm gonna have to. Gotta keep my percentage up, my win-loss record, like on 2K, bro. I can't let that shit be dropping.
At a time when he needs all the legal firepower he can get. And when a lawyer with this much experience walks away from your case, that's never a good sign, okay? Now, there are some other rumors, if you will, that the reason why he walked away was because he couldn't deal with the crimes of Diddy. Did Diddy eat people? I've never heard of a lawyer turning that kind of high-profile case down. What the hell did that man do? Now, that tweet right there had over 300,000 likes on Twitter, so a lot of people are obviously paying attention to the story.
But dude, imagine the publicity you get for getting the publicity you get for getting Diddy out of this shit, though, dude. It'd be such like a fucking, but it'd be so in between. It would be so bad, but so good at the same time.
Okay, like how the hell do you walk away from a case?
Like I do not want Diddy to be free, but
especially since lawyers,
you get him out of that shit.
Out there,
shit,
okay?
Dude, everybody would be calling your ass.
I think this Diddy trial actually has the potential to be one of the biggest trials in entertainment history, and there's a couple reasons why I say that. First of all, this isn't just about one lawsuit or one charge. This is an entire criminal case with serious allegations that could send him away for life. We're talking about accusations of trafficking, violence, intimidation, and abuse. Things that destroy powerful men when the evidence piles up. And if we're talking about powerful men falling from grace, we gotta bring up Jeffrey Epstein. See, Epstein was another billionaire mogul who used his wealth and power to operate in the shadows. He owned mansions, islands, and even a private jet, but behind all the luxury, there were darker secrets. Back in the 90s, Epstein set up shop in the US Virgin Islands, a tax haven where he owned not one, but two private islands. One of them, Little St. James, was rumored to be where some of the most disturbing crimes of humanity happened. It was said that Epstein used hidden cameras in his Manhattan mansion to record sex acts involving his wealthy associates, possibly for blackmail purposes. And here is where it gets even wilder. His private flight logs included names like former US President Bill Clinton, Donald Trump, and other high-profile celebrities. Now, how does this connect to Diddy? Well, in Diddy's case, some accusers have also claimed that he kept tapes, recordings, and evidence of wild parties, private encounters, and potentially illegal activities. Now, let's be clear, there's no confirmed evidence of this yet, but if something like that ever sees the light of day, if these types of tapes or recordings ever leak, yeah, Diddy might actually be finished for real, along with a lot of his famous friends. Now, there have been a lot of conspiracies about these tapes. People speculating that other celebrities might be on them, and that they were secretly recorded, or that they contain some wild, incriminating stuff. But let's
100%, dude. If there was other celebrities there, there's other celebrities on them fucking tapes, bro.
Stick to what
100%.
Actually is confirmed. According to Diddy's legal team, prosecutors do have 9 tapes that were provided to them by Victim 1, but these tapes were not seized in the raids on Diddy's properties. Instead, Victim 1 had them in their possession and turned them over as part of the government's criminal investigation. Now, here's what Diddy's lawyers are saying. They claim these videos prove his innocence and show fully consenting adults in long-term relationships. The defense wants electronic copies of these tapes, but so far, they can only watch them in the presence of a government representative and aren't allowed to keep them. And perhaps most importantly, they're flat out denying the conspiracies. They claim that the tapes do not show any secret cameras, orgies, other celebrities, underground tunnels, minors, or anything involving coercion or violence.
He said
now,
minors.
That's their side of the story. Whether or not these tapes actually helped Diddy's case or hurt him is something we're gonna find out in due time. But what we know is that these recordings actually do exist, and they're gonna play a role in this trial right here. Now, here's something interesting. Diddy's claiming
the fuck are those headphones, bro? Look like he got fucking strawberries in his ears. The hell are those headphones, man?
Racism, saying that the feds are only going after him because he's a successful black man. His lawyers are trying to get one charge dismissed, the Mann Act, which accuses him of
He's trying to pull a fucking Kanye, man. Kanye did it right, though. Diddy, you ain't gonna get away with this shit.
Diddy's argument, he says the Mann Act has a racist history and was used to take down Chuck Berry and Jack Johnson, 2 successful black men. His lawyers claim that no white person has ever been prosecuted under this law for hiring male escorts, and that Diddy is being selectively prosecuted. For context, the Mann Act was created in 1910 to stop sex trafficking. Now, does Diddy's argument hold weight? Well, the feds aren't just accusing Diddy of hiring escorts. They're saying it was part of a bigger criminal operation. So this could either be a real legal defense or just Diddy trying to change the narrative. Either way, he's fighting back hard, and this case is getting crazier by the day. Now, something I've been wondering is, will this case actually expose anything, like something bigger in Hollywood? Because there's been a lot of speculation about whether this situation could lead to bigger names being pulled in. Now, let's
Bro, if shit ever like that happens in Hollywood, bro, just know shit's hitting the fucking fan, bro. Once, like, all the celebrities get caught doing this shit, shit's cooked, man. Oh, there's too many of them on the inner table, man. They know too much, and they run too much.
Let's be clear, this is complete speculation right now. There's no solid proof that Hollywood's elites are connected to
You
Diddy's
start taking
case.
down the
But
elites,
with
bro.
all the
Their money
rumors
starts going
of,
down.
secret parties and industry scandals and power abuse, it wouldn't be shocking if this investigation goes deeper than just him, right? And low-key, I think Diddy definitely pissed somebody off, okay? Now, let me be clear, I don't think he's innocent, but at the same time, I don't think this is just about justice suddenly catching up to him. Part of the reason he's in this situation might be because he didn't play by the rules of the people he's doing business with. See, a lot of these powerful people have leverage on each other, okay? That's how that works. It's like an unspoken rule in these circles. You don't step out of line unless you're ready for war. You try to play me for a fool, all that dirt you done did, I got it on wax, okay? And when I need to pull it out, it's gonna be up.
Diddy's just gotta say who got him into this shit, and Diddy's probably gonna get killed if he releases the names, but shit, the circle will get leaked out. But Diddy's probably
That's
gonna
how
get
that
killed.
works.
That
And
shit
it's not
happens
just about
on
money or
Epstein,
status.
Epstein
it's about
style.
secrets, alliances, and control. When you're in that world, everybody knows something about everybody, okay? And that's why some people, stay protected for decades while others get thrown under the bus the second they stop playing by the rules. For Diddy, he's been, moving janky, for decades, right? And somehow nothing really ever stuck. There has, of course, been whispers, lawsuits, and rumors, but he always managed to walk around untouched and shit. But now everything is coming down on him all at once. Raids on his properties in multiple states, federal charges with serious prison time, his own lawyer
Kicking doors in, bitch.
effectively defend this nigga right here. Major brands and business partners dropping him overnight. It's like the floodgates opened overnight, and Diddy went from being one of the most powerful men in hip-hop history to a walking target. Why now? Right, that's the question. We've seen this before though. When powerful people step out of line, they tend to get humbled really quick. And whether that's what's happening with Diddy right now, I don't really know. I mean, that's up for debate, right? But one thing's clear, this isn't just about allegations anymore. There's a bigger power shift happening, and Diddy is at the center of it. You ask me, Diddy is definitely beyond cooked though, and it's gonna take a miracle for him to get out of this one, and even a miracle might not come
Diddy.
through, I'll be honest with you. What do you guys think about this topic though? If you made it this far, drop a
That boy
like
fried.
on this video for the algorithm, okay? And also, if
Diddy
you're new here, my name is
is
Black and
beyond
Speaks. Nice to meet you.
Cooked. WVid. WVid. Diddy is cooked. Even more than he was before.